What's good, YouTube? It's Rage Real. So in today's video, I want to tell you guys one of the most underrated plays that's found in trips tight end in Madden 22. So if you enjoyed this video, go and drop a like on the video right now. Go ahead and sub and turn on post notifications on. So first and foremost, I am inside the Patriots playbook. Again, I'm inside the New England Patriots playbook. Now, the play that I'm giving you guys can be found in multiple different playbooks, so make sure you check the description to see if it's in one of your playbooks you like. But for this particular video, like I said, I'm in the Patriots playbook and I'm in the trips tight end flex formation. And the play that we're going to be talking about is going to be this double in cell, but it's actually going to be with the halfback version, to where you have that little unique little angle route. Well, option route, I should say. You have your unique option route. So anyone that looks like the double in cell setup will work just fine. And I want to show you guys how the different setups I love to use with this little play. So let's go ahead and come out and double in cell. Now, as far as defense goes, I'm going to do against non-zone drop. And I'm just going to come out in just your standard coverage that you'll see. And that way, when they start zone dropping, you'll understand exactly what's going on. So I'm going to showcase everything out of dollar. So in today's video, I'll go over just cover 3, cover 2, cover 4, drop, and I'll show you man coverage. Although I prefer you to only use this versus zones or zone drop defenses. It can beat man, of course, but it's just much better of a zone concept. So let's actually come out and cover 3. Now, you always want to make sure you run your 3 receivers to the wide side of the field. So this is what the play looks like stock. So for the first setup, what I love to do, I actually love to take square, put them on a streak. I love to take my triangle, the middle receiver, and we'll put them on a drag route. And from here, we're actually going to take this drag and motion them across. Now, this play is really good when you start mixing it with the PA crosser setup. And I like to actually snap the ball right about here. So starting off, you're going to notice that the running back is going to sit. The running back is going to sit, and that's going to pull down any of those hook zones. So if they're on the right side, it's going to pull them down. And that drags are going to pull down into that left side. And that's what's going to open up that corner route concept. So with the option route, one thing that you need to know, anytime they're playing any zone coverage, he's actually going to do this right. He's going to run. Well, excuse me, if they're playing anything other than with this particular setup, just worry about this way. With this particular setup, he's always going to do this right here. He's always going to come right here and sit. Now, if it's man coverage, he'll actually just break to an angle, but I'll show you that when we talk about man coverage. But with this one, if the user's on his right side, he's going to have to cover this. And if he is on the right side, then at that point, he has to be playing some type of double Mabel to stop this concept, because we have a streak that's pushing out that deep third. And then now we have just a nice little levels concept. And the cloud or purple is always going to fall down here. And that's what's going to allow us to have this nice throw over the top. So if the user is on his left side, then of course it's a simple read. Basically, which one he's going to run with, it will throw the opposite one. So you always want to hit this. But if for some reason that, the user is on the hook curl over here, and he runs with this, that's fine. Then a lot of times we can actually just playmaker this guy back inside, or we can playmaker him somewhere and get a nice little gain. Or what you can do also, if the user sprints over here, you can actually drift this way in the pocket. You can actually grab this guy and playmaker him up, which I'll show you that right now, because it's important to always utilize those playmakers. They really come in handy. So let's go inside up again, square on the streak. Triangle on the drag, we're going to take him and we're going to motion him across. And I'll just show you one time just what playmaker, what I was talking about. So let's say, we come this way in the pocket, user goes that way, we're like, oh crap, and we sprint this way, playmaker and him up, and then we go ahead and deliver that strike. That's basically what I was trying to tell you guys, that right there, I actually just get you down the field really, really fast, and there's almost going to be nothing they can do about that if they want to sit in zone. So that's a little, play I like to actually use. So let's talk about cover 2. So right here, what I'm going to do is back off the cornerback, just to simulate non-zone drop, and I'm gonna spy that guy just so I can actually have a tiny bit of time. So we want to take square, put him on a streak, triangle on a drag route. We're going to motion over that drag, and then like I said, I have another setup for you guys too that I really love, that I actually want to walk you guys through to kind of complement this play. So what you're going to notice is you want to wait for circle to clear, as right there I was trying to get outside the pocket. You actually want to drift outside the pocket to make that throw a little bit easier. I was trying to move, but I got stuck on my lineman for whatever reason. But let's talk about everything that gets open. So basically right here, what's going to happen is that he's going to sit just like I told you guys, and the vertical hook will play it. So if this is the vertical hook like user, then we want to read that this left side. So what's going to happen is this drag is going to pull down here, and as soon as that drag pulls down, you want to deliver the strike, which is definitely a real throw to make. You can easily throw that. It's just I got bumped right here into my line, you can tell, but you want to continue to drift out the pocket to make this an easier throw. And I even threw the ball a tad bit too late. You can tell it definitely came too late. And I'll show you that one more time just to kind of show you guys that throw is definitely 1000% real to make. Get back off that corner out there. So take square, put him on a streak, triangle on the drag. Then we're going to go ahead and motion them across. Then after this, we'll talk about cover 4 drop. We'll talk about man. And then I'll get into the other setup that I like. So pretty much it's going to be the same thing. So you want to wait. And then you can tell right there we're going to be able to deliver a strike. So as soon as you see that cornerback fall off, throw it. If that cornerback never falls off, that means it's a zone drop. And you want to make sure you hit your flat route every single time. So next thing I want to talk about is going to be cover 4 drop. So with cover 4 drop, it's literally going to be the same exact thing as cover 3, like as far as read progression goes. It's just the left side to read. If they play a double Mabel style coverage, I'd like to show you what we can do against that here in a second if they wanted to run double Mabel. It's right there. I don't know why they're not letting me through. I probably just got to actually move the pocket well, but it's literally the same exact read progress, so I'm not going to talk about that. But quickly, what I want to show you before I talk about man coverage is double Mabel. So I keep saying it, and for those of you guys that might not know what double Mabel is, I'll go ahead and show you here. So let's here we go. So let's say they played something like, something like this, right? This is considered double Mabel. Let's say they had this guy at like 5 and they had this guy at like, 20 or something to stop that crosser, or 25, whatever they wanted to. So if they wanted to do that, what I would actually do if I recognize that, I'd take square, put them on an out route. I'd take triangle, put them on a hitch. I'd take circle, put them on a curl route. And then I would run it literally just like this. And at this point, we would always have something up. You can tell triangle's going to get open, circle's going to get open. And at that point, you do just want to keep running that so your opponent got tired of it, because there's literally nothing they can do about that if they're going to sit in a double Mabel. So basically, if they want to put a hard flat and somebody else to stop the corner out because they're expecting them to come, and if I notice that, then I'll actually come back and run this very setup the next play. So basically what's going to happen is the user is going to have to be somewhere over here, right? And it also, look what our running back is going to do. So our running back is taught to sit right here. So you can tell if this is the user, we have 2 easy dots wide open because they want to play like a hard flat, cloud flat type of coverage, right? So that's why I said that that's what I would use to kind of, pick on zones and everything like that. So moving on, let's talk about man coverage real quick, because I have one setup that I really love for man coverage, just specifically for man. So what I like to do is take triangle, and I like a smart route route to make that in route ran a little deeper. I like to take square, put them on a drag, and I like to snap the ball just like this. Now, depending on who you have right here, the matchup, I like to look at this corner route, but it's not a man beating corner route, so don't go there automatically. My favorite read progress is between triangle, the deep in route, or the running back route. Those are my favorite. Now, if they're shading over the top, then this drag route is going to absolutely get open. The only route I hate on this play is the tight end route. Now, if you wanted to, you could change it to an out route when smart route is out route. That's a little better. But that corner route is just not good against man coverage. Now, I'm actually going to kind of let everything go so you can kind of see what's going on here. I'm going to throw triangle just because. And I'm going to go back and replay, just show you exactly why I like this setup. So this is basically going to force your opponent to have to play some type of purple in man coverage. If they're playing a purple, then make sure you check out my PA crosser setup, because it's actually a 1-play touchdown if they want to play a middle third safety and put any purples out there. So basically what I was trying to tell you guys, that if they do press animations, it's really nice to have a good route runner here, because sometimes he can actually stick his foot in the ground, run away from you. See right there, we were able to throw that. If I would have threw that, we would have been able to throw that right there. Now the drag route, since it's man coverage, is going to get bagged, and sometimes this doesn't happen as much where they just do all this stuff right here. But regardless, you're going to make the user choose between this angle route, which we know angle routes are going to kill man coverage, you can tell, or we're going to have this in route which kills man coverage, and the user cannot cover both. So that's kind of the thought process behind it. Now if you have a good matchup out here, this is very viable if you have a good matchup, so if you don't have a good matchup, don't look at that to throw, right? So that's how I love to use man coverage right there. Now second setup that I really love, well technically third, because I gave you guys a second one already. Now, so remember how we had a setup to where we flooded the left side? Now we're going to utilize the same exact motion, but we're going to flood the opposite side. So what we're going to do is we're going to take square. We're going to put him on a in route just like this. Well, he's already on the in route, excuse me. So we're going to take triangle. We're going to put triangle on a streak, and then we're going to take circle. We're going to put circle on a whip route or a zig, whichever one you want to call it. And from this point, we want to actually motion them across. Now, it's the same motion, but we're going to flood that right side. So watch what happens now. So watch what happens with R1 and triangle and X. So notice how they run a different route. And what you're going to be able to have is actually that little gap right there. Now, normally it's a little bit more wide open than that, but you want to wait. So you don't want to throw this ball. What's really important that you don't want to throw this ball as soon as he breaks, unless there's zone drop and like a hard flat and this tight end just gets absolutely wide open. But most of the time they're going to have some type of deep person over there, and what you want to wait for is this streak to actually push that guy back, and you want to be able to throw this ball right up in here. So this is going to take advantage of people not zone dropping at the right depth or not zone dropping at all. So that's where I like to come with this concept with, and it's good because if they are zone dropping, then a lot of times what's going to happen is you're going to have this backside little in route basically, you'll have this in route right about here, depending on what they're doing now. Also, there's a couple setups I do like out of this too, which I'll get into here in a second, but that's definitely one of them. Now, another one I do like is take a triangle. We're still going to put triangle on the streak, but we're going to do a drag and we're going to do an in route. So we're going to do a drag in route combo. Now, this one is good for if they're playing like a double Mabel style coverages, because what's going to happen is that we're going to see exactly what's going on, and normally you have R1 sitting, or you'll have squared real quick. So you can tell circle's going to get open right there. We also have square, and this is good because if you guys notice what that tight end's doing, he's basically settling up really quick. He's not like going straight down the field. He literally will sit in that spot right there, and that's basically what you want to attack right here. So essentially what's going to happen is this hook curl, this running back route right here is going to kind of hold that hook curl, and that's what's going to open up this throw right here to the drag route, because this out route, well, corner route, is going to push back that purple, and that's what's going to allow us to have this right here. And now this in route, depending on what they're doing, you can have this right here in this gap right here. You can tell the hook curl just not going to be able to play it. It's just a risky throw, but I like to put it there to give me a read to make, because if this is the user, then of course at that point I'm going here, or I'm going up top. You can tell we just wait, and watch what happens. So notice how he turns back around. Notice how he comes here and he stops, right? That's why I really love this route, because sometimes what they'll do, if you're not careful, they'll like come here and like maybe go here, go out. But this route, because for whatever reason, this route consistently just sits right there, and it's really, really nice. So let's actually talk about cover 2, because you might be wondering, okay, Red, what does it look like versus cover 2? Well, let me just show you. So I'm gonna take triangle, put him on a streak. I want to take circle, put him on a drag, and I want to take square, put him on an in route. So like I said, one of my favorites is this drag in route concept, just because we're going to be flooding the right side. Our opponent's going to be thinking we're flooding the opposite side. So you can tell the drag's going to get open, but you want to wait, and then you want to throw that ball right up in there. You want to wait for that cloud to drop. And remember, like I said, if that cloud never drops, that means they're playing zone drop. If that cloud never drops, and at that point, you just need to see where they're zone dropping that guy too, because sometimes you have people that's pretty wild and will zone drop at 5 yards with a cloud. Some people do that. I don't know why, but they do. But anyways, you just want to wait, and then of course that dot's open right there. And even still, you still do have this throw right here you could technically make if you need about 3-4 yards, well, 3 yards or so, I'll say. And also right here, you can tell what's going to happen is that this running back route is going to do an angle route now. And versus cover 2 with this streak concept, he's going to do an angle route. So there's things that we can do if we want to get that angle route open. So for example, let's go back to cover 2. I'll talk to you about that real quick. So if I want to get that in route open, if I want to get the running back route open, what I would do is take triangle, put him on a streak. I would take circle, put him on a zig, square on an in route, and I would go ahead and motion him over. So I would use this setup if I want to get that angle route open, and I'll show you how that get open here in a second. So hopefully we'll get enough time in the pocket to show you. But basically, you'll see that gap that gets created, and you want to wait for that running back to actually get into that gap, and I'll show you right here if I can stop getting hollered at. So what I was trying to explain to you guys is that this right here is what's going to make it get open. So notice how the cloud flat's going to get sucked down, and what's going to happen is you'll be able to make this read out here between that. Or sometimes, depending on what the user's doing, you can actually hit this pass right up in here. If you want to, you can actually pass lead that, but it all depends on where the user is, because do not throw a pick. But most of the time we're anticipating the user, being up in here. That's where we're anticipating the user. We're anticipating him letting this route actually go, and what you're going to be able to do is pass lead that ball up, which I'll show you right here. And this is all depending on what the user does. That's what I want to make sure that you do understand. So I'm gonna set it up for you real quick. Here we go right here. Oop, there we go right there. Now we're gonna go ahead and take him, motion him across. Now, like I said, you really want to look for this running back route in the middle of the field, kinda. It's after the user commits to whatever he wants to commit to. Did I change it to cover 2? I think I forgot to. I don't know why he didn't run it that way. Let's actually run it again, and we'll see, because normally he's supposed to run it if I didn't mess up my setup. So let's take square, put him on a zig route. We're gonna take, square on the in route, circle on the zig, triangle on the streak. Let's make sure we are in cover 2. All right, here we go. Now we're gonna go ahead and take the streak, motion it across. Now from here, what we should get the halfback running the angle route right here. Also, it might depend on where I motion. There it goes. So like I said, you can tell the middle's gonna be open. Like I said, it all depends on where the user is. So if the user is not in the middle of the field, that's where you want to throw that. Because sometimes what will happen is that the user is going to actually drift left, because they're going to be expecting some type of out route over here, something like the little crosser. Or sometimes what they could expect is just to shoot straight out here and like try to come and cover this route right here. That's going to actually get open, you can tell. So it literally all depends. So in cover 2, if the user is not nowhere in the middle of the field, we can actually exploit it right here as you can see. That's basically what I was trying to say in a nutshell. But anyways, final thing I want to talk about is go for a drop with this setup, and then that's going to be the video. So we'll cover for drop. We're gonna do the same thing. Triangle on the streak. We'll put circle on the drag, square on the in route. Because like I said, I really love this drag in route concept because it's gonna force the user to have to play double Mabel to both sides. And if they play double Mabel to both sides, I already showed you guys a beater. So what you're gonna be able to notice is that X is gonna get open in that gap. Now the longer you're able to wait on that route, the better it's gonna be. You can tell it did get open, yes, but you always want to wait for that route to get a little bit more wide open. So I will be able to show you that here in a second. So let me just set this up for you right here. Boom, there we go. We're gonna take that guy and motion him out. Now, like I said, you want to make sure he settles up. You don't want to rush this throw because you're not trying to bullet it nowhere. You want to wait for him to settle up, and then you want to throw that ball right there. That's basically what you're waiting on. So we're basically taking advantage of route bouncing, and that's how you're going to use that to your advantage. But that's gonna wrap it up for this video. And honestly, let me know if you enjoy this style of video, because I'm thinking about doing videos in the future where I take one play and I kind of break it down into different setups and do a video for you guys, because I want to get you guys some more content and some more somewhat meta offenses. So yeah, just let me know, man. Drop a like if you did enjoy this video. But anyways, I hope you guys do have a blessed day. I'm Rage Real, and I'm out.